K-DramaHaventv fam, gather around because today's tea is hotter than anything we've had in weeks. What went down at the recent press event with Lee Junho and Yoona's family has the entire Korean entertainment world in total shock. And honestly, fans are still trying to process what they witnessed because it was emotional, unexpected, and took a turn no one saw coming. So strap in, because we're diving deep into this dramatic moment that left everyone speechless, especially when the name Lee Chaemin suddenly came up and changed the energy in the room completely. It all started off like any other polished, glamorous promotional event. Cameras flashing, reporters buzzing, fans cheering. Junho stepping out with that calm, signature confidence, and Yoona glowing beside him like the superstar she is. People expected sweet interactions, playful banter, maybe a few behind-the-scenes stories from their drama. What they did not expect was an emotional unraveling that would expose tension, confusion, and possibly a deeper story behind the scenes. From the moment Junho walked onto that stage and spotted Yoona's family sitting front row, something shifted. You could see it in his eyes. He paused, just briefly, but enough for fans to notice. Some people thought he was just surprised. Others thought he was shy. But no, there was something heavier there. Junho kept adjusting his mic, clearing his throat, and glancing over in their direction. Yoona was doing her best to keep things light, smiling through the questions, nudging him gently whenever he drifted off. But the pressure kept building, and the atmosphere was thick. Reporters noticed, fans noticed, and even Yoona's family seemed unsure about what exactly was going on. Then came the question that broke him. A reporter casually asked about the cast's chemistry, what it was like filming emotional scenes, and whether any moments behind the camera made a lasting impact. Junho gave a soft laugh, the kind that sounds like he's buying time, and then he looked over at Yoona's family again. His voice cracked slightly. The room went quiet. Even the hosts froze. You could practically feel every camera lens zooming in, waiting for him to continue. Junho tried again, talking about how meaningful the project was to him, how deeply he connected to certain themes in the drama: love, sacrifice, misunderstanding, timing. His eyes started to glisten. Yoona shot him a quick, worried look, and that's when things took a dramatic turn. Junho finally let out this shaky sigh and said something about how grateful he was to people who supported him even when things were complicated. Fans leaned forward, confused. What complications? What was he referring to? And why did he keep looking at Yoona's family like he was seeking some kind of approval or forgiveness? Yoona reached out lightly, as if to comfort him, but before she could say much, one of her family members whispered something to another. And somehow, Junho caught that. That whisper, whatever it was, visibly hit him. He lowered his head, and when he brought it back up, his eyes were glassy. And right then, the host tried to save the moment by switching topics. But unfortunately, the new question only made things worse. A reporter asked whether Junho had any memorable interactions with younger actors on set, since the industry is full of rising talents. And someone, no idea who, maybe a fan or maybe another journalist, threw in the name Lee Chaemin. And that was it. That was the exact moment everything fell apart. As soon as Lee Chaemin's name was mentioned, Junho froze. Yoona stiffened too, but Junho took it the hardest. His jaw clenched, his hands tightened around the mic, and for a second he couldn't speak at all. The energy in the room shifted from awkward to tense. Fans in the audience gasped quietly, while others started whispering. People online who were watching live commented nonstop. Why Chaemin? What does he have to do with this drama? Why did both Junho and Yoona react like that? Yoona's family exchanged looks. Junho closed his eyes briefly like he was bracing himself. And then, in an emotional voice, he said Chaemin was extremely talented and hardworking, and that he hoped fans would support rising actors because the industry is tough enough as it is. Sounds normal enough, right? Except the way he said it wasn't normal. It sounded like a message, like an attempt to address something indirectly, something personal. By this point, Yoona was shifting uncomfortably. Her mother, yes, fans recognized her mother, kept watching Junho with an expression that no one could interpret. Was it sympathy? Disapproval? Concern? People are still debating that. And while Junho tried to keep talking, his voice simply gave out. He lowered his head again, covered his eyes for a moment, and the entire hall fell silent. And this wasn't a dramatic idol moment kind of silence. This was real concern. The kind where everyone wonders if they're witnessing something raw and deeply private that shouldn't have been happening on such a public stage. Junho took a moment, breathing shaky breaths, and Yoona gently rubbed his back in this supportive, almost protective way. Fans immediately went wild shipping them again, but others felt there was something more serious going on. Something not romantic, but emotional and unresolved. A staff member walked up, handing Junho tissues, and he gave this tiny apologetic smile that honestly made the moment even sadder. He said he didn't mean to break down, that the project just meant a lot, that he was overwhelmed seeing familiar faces in the audience. But fans weren't buying that explanation. Not fully. Because if this emotional reaction was just about the project, why did Yoona's family being there impact him so much? Why did the mention of Lee Chaemin make him lose his composure entirely? Speculation exploded immediately. Some think Chaemin might have been involved in a behind-the-scenes situation that affected Junho. Others think the emotional themes of the drama triggered something personal that involves Yoona and her family. And the most daring theories? They suggest that relationships between certain actors got complicated during filming, that roles or opportunities might have shifted, and that Chaemin's involvement or mention touched a nerve. Now, no one is saying anything officially. Agencies have been quiet, which only fuels curiosity. Fans who attended the event said Yoona held herself together like a pro, but her eyes were full of concern throughout. Some swear she mouthed something like, "I'm sorry," to Junho off mic. Others think she was trying to tell him to breathe and not let emotions get the best of him. After Junho regained some composure, the event continued, but the vibe was never the same. Answers became shorter, laughter became forced, and everyone kept tiptoeing around certain topics. Staff members hurried things along, and when the event wrapped up, Yoona's family left quickly with serious looks on their faces. Junho stayed behind longer, chatting quietly with staff, wiping his face and trying to shake off the emotional moment. The moment clips hit social media, the internet exploded. Fans were shocked, confused, divided. Some defended Junho, saying he must be going through something tough and deserves privacy. Others dragged the event organizers for not protecting him better. And then there were those trying to decode every expression, every glance, every whispered word. Why did his breakdown happen exactly when Yoona's family was present? Why did Lee Chaemin's name hit him so hard? Why did Yoona look torn between professionalism and worry? Right now, fans are still piecing together theories. Some believe Yoona's family may have had reservations or opinions about something that happened during filming, something related to Junho or something involving Chaemin. Others think Junho is dealing with stress or pressure behind the scenes and that this event happened at the worst possible moment. As for Chaemin, he hasn't said a thing. Not a single post or comment, and that silence is only adding fuel to the fire. Whatever the truth is, one thing's clear. This press event will be remembered for a long, long time. Fans who were there still describe the air as heavy and emotional, like they witnessed something too real for public consumption. And viewers watching online said they felt their hearts drop the moment Junho's voice cracked. It reminded people that idols and actors, even the strongest, most polished ones, are human. And sometimes real emotions burst through the surface in the most unexpected moments. As we wait for any official statements or clarifications, all we can do is hope Junho is okay and that whatever triggered this breakdown is resolved privately and respectfully. Yoona's supportive presence showed her professionalism and empathy, and her family's reactions, whatever they truly meant, obviously had a deep impact on the situation. And Lee Chaemin? Well, whether he's just an innocent name caught in the crossfire or someone connected to a deeper story is something we'll have to watch out for in the coming days. For now, the fandom is buzzing, the internet is analyzing every second of footage, and the emotional shock of the moment is still fresh. One press event, one unexpected breakdown. Here's a full 17-minute, continuous, catchy YouTube narration script for K-DramaHaventv. No numbering, no headings, no sources, no quotes, no segmentation. Just one long